Look, I want to clear something up. Not every tough job is toxic. Some jobs are just hard. That's okay. But if you're constantly drained, second guessing yourself, or plotting your exit every lunch break, we might be dealing with more than just a challenging environment. Here are 3 signs your workplace isn't just demanding, it's dysfunctional. 1, lack of transparency. If information is treated like classified intel, even the basics like how decisions are made or how promotions work or what's actually going on with the business, you're not in a high-performing org. You're in a trust vacuum, and it's probably deliberate. 2, micromanagement. If your manager's leadership style looks a lot like babysitting, every detail controlled, every task dictated, no room to think or breathe, you're not being managed, you're being smothered. That's not structure, that's control. And 3, a blame culture, which happens to be my personal favorite. Something goes wrong, and instead of fixing the system, everyone scrambles to find a scapegoat. Bonus points if it's always the same person or always someone who is 2 levels below the real problem. If your workplace is allergic to accountability and addicted to control, it's not you, it's the culture. And yes, you can do better. If this resonated with you, type corporate in the comments.
If you want to get noticed for the right reasons at work, it's time to start being more strategic. In fact, according to multiple studies, people said that strategic thinking was a leadership quality that best correlated with perceptions of success and effectiveness in the workplace. But only a small portion of the population are naturally strategic thinkers. So here's how to build that strength if it's not something that you're naturally good at. When I worked at BCG, there was something that we call the so what, or getting to the so what. For example, if I'm looking through data from last quarter, I do my analysis, I have my output, here's my numbers. Instead of just presenting the numbers as they are, I'm going to ask myself, so what? Why does this matter? What does it mean? Asking yourself this pushes you to think through implications and bigger picture. So next time you receive new information or you do an analysis, think about getting to the so what. Here's what to do if you're busy at work and your manager asks you to do something else. Instead of thinking it as just saying no, think of it as saying yes, but. Here's how to do it. First, you want to lay out all the different things that you're working on at the moment. Second, you want to ask for their help or talk to them about how you reprioritize what you're working on in order to fit this new thing in. For example, sure, I'd be happy to do that. I'd like to discuss how that fits into the different things that I'm working on at the moment. I'm currently working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 1 and 3 being my biggest priority. They're also taking up the majority of my time. If I take on this new thing, I'm thinking that we deprioritize number 5 for right now, and maybe I pick that up next week or the week following. Are you aligned? It's really simple to do, but I think we often want to say yes to anything, especially if we're newer in our careers. When something like this happens, it should be a no-stress, teaming conversation with your manager to figure out the best solution. Let me know if you have any questions, and follow for more advice on working in the corporate world.
Did you know that there are academically studied and researched leadership theories? Crazy, right? And having a fundamental understanding of those leadership theories is the very first step in becoming an effective manager. It also happens to be the first step in intentional leadership. Don't know what intentional leadership is? That's what I'm here to show you. Okay, so the difference between intent and intentional when it comes to leadership and management, they're vastly different words. And you might think, well, they're really not. Well, they actually are. So when it comes to intent as a manager, you might have an intent of doing something. So you want something to go a certain way, or you have an intent of the focus of your department. But intentional is your actual execution. So intent is your idea, right? It's the idea of the way something's going to go or the way you want something to turn out. But doing something intentionally is your execution. So being an intentional leader is vastly different than being somebody who is theoretically a leader. So having intentions can be theoretical, where being intentional is practical use. So when you sit down and you have a conversation and you give feedback to somebody, you're intentionally sitting down and giving feedback to that person. You're intentionally leading them or guiding them versus having intent to do the thing. So how about we all take a minute and lead intentionally?
Love this question. If you're wondering when to say yes to additional work and when it's a trap, here's how I think about it. The first thing you really want to understand is how important is this to your boss? Is it urgent or critical to their success, or a top client, or a high priority deliverable? Second, you want to get really clear on what the ask actually is. I remember volunteering for something that I thought was like a quick 15-minute request. Before I knew it, I was working on this thing for hours. So is it a quick 10-minute win, or is it something that will take you hours or days? You can make it part of a broader conversation about your priorities at work. Happy to help. Right now I'm focusing on A, B, and C. I'm happy to shift my focus away from C in order to take this on. Does that work for you? Third, you want to be aware of what expectation you're setting when you're agreeing to these volunteer asks. It's good to volunteer occasionally. It shows you're a team player and that you care. But don't say yes every single time. When you do this, that becomes your new norm and your new expectation. And instead of being praised or recognized when you do help, it's noticed when you don't help. And then the last thing you want to do is make sure that you're tracking your contributions. Make sure that it comes up when you're in promotion or end of year review discussions. You ultimately want to balance visibility and recognition with your time.
I've been working remote now for several years, and I will tell you the most difficult thing to do is try to help someone fix an issue through email or chat, especially when you're dealing with reports and spreadsheets. Like one little misstep will throw off everything, which then leads to you explaining every step and outlining it, sharing screens, going through all the different tabs, and at times you still can't even figure it out. I finally figured out a way to help make everyone's lives easier. Ever since I downloaded Scribe, it has made helping people so much easier, not just for me, but for them too.
Here's what I do now. I go to scribehub.com and add the Chrome extension. And when I'm ready, I click Start Capture. Scribe lets me know when it's recording, and I'm going to do the task like normal step by step. And on the side, I can see it tracking everything that I'm doing. When I'm done, I click Complete Capture. And Scribe is going to build a guide with every step and screenshot of my actions. And I can edit this and share it in one link that makes it easy for anyone to follow.
Copy me. I'm serious. Copy me. I don't care. Take that back. I do care. If something that I say resonates so deeply with you that you feel that you need to copy what I say, repost it, print posters, do it. You have my blessing. Because it's all of our jobs to improve the working world and to be better people. And if you're interested in management training, click the link in my bio. Oh, and if you do copy me, which again is okay, throw me some credit. Who am I? My name's Linda Harvey, and I want to help you be a better manager. I've spent 20 years of my life in management and 10 years managing managers. And I have found one universal truth. No matter what industry you're in, no matter where you are, most managers have no idea what it is that they're doing. Why does that matter? Well, the number one complaint that I hear about people is about their boss. Go in and check my posts anytime I talk about leadership or managers or make recommendations about what managers should or shouldn't do. Everybody complains about their manager, which means that if you're a manager, you need help. Your organization is unlikely going to train you. And if they are going to train you, the things that they are doing is to train you on